it is time for the final race of the 6th round of the 2018 Bambino Kart Club and Interkart Championship season here at Glan-Y-Gors in North Wales. It's time for the big one, for the Bambinos. The IAME Bambino A final. Formation lap currently underway. Thank you very much for everyone continuing to listen either on Spreaker. I know that I've been using a little boombox to help provide the commentary here at GYG. Of course, our good friends James, Ben, Chris, the entire team at Alpha Live. Fantastic job as always, guys. Pleasure working with you. Looking forward to Nuts Corner already. Of course, Downforce UK will be working again with you guys here in a couple of weeks' time for Birrell Art Series with Downforce UK's very own Jake Sanson behind the microphone. So he's their series commentator. I'm the BKC series commentator. So, and these are two championships that are dear to our hearts, and this is why we love commentating on karting, because of the atmospheres, the families that we meet, and the people that we get to share a love of racing for. Come hell or high water, whatever happens, we are all here for each other. So, a packed out grid. Your front row, it's going to be Fraser Anderson in pole position, Joe Lewis alongside him in the number 7. Then it looks like we have got Henry Domain and Connor Scarisbrick on row 2. With Riley Cranham in 5th, I spot Jacob Ashcroft in 7th just behind. And, well, wouldn't I believe it, rounding out the top 10 from East Anglia, good old Norwich's very own Little Wolverine Logan House, starting from 10th on the grid. 5-second board being shown for the last time today here in Glan-Y-Gors, and we go racing for the final time here. And it's now a case of everyone's going to cheer on their favourites, and Fraser Anderson has been dropped quite considerably there. He bogged down completely at the start, and the likes of Lewis, Scarisbrick, I think also Cranham's up there as well. Cranham's up there trying to go for at least 3rd. So it looks like, well, Mason Thurlow's leading the A final, my goodness. Bethany Freeman is also up there as well. And I tell you what, that youngster that in the number 77, she's done a fantastic job. Oh, and there's been contact. Oh, there's multiple carts off. Domain, Cranham, Hauler. All in the mid part of the track. But they all get going again. Thank goodness for that. There was at least 3 or 4 carts involved there. So there must have been the slightest amount of contact. So Joe Lewis and Mason Thurlow now lead the way. Let's just have a look at the replay here. So they come down the hill, down into the left-hander. Lewis takes the lead. Oh, and there's a tap from Cranham on Scarisbrick, and it collects Hauler as well in the process, and Domain too. Now this has really changed the dynamic of this race, because look at this. Logan House 6th. You got Jacob Ashcroft in 5th position. Oh my, and there's more contact down the order as well. That's the 46 of Ellis Pullen-Memin and the number 23 of James Roberts off of turn number 1. And oh my goodness, Ashcroft is losing places, because just in front of him, Logan Howes is going for more positions. He is like he's like a caged animal that's just been unleashed on the BKC. He's really come alive this round, I must say, the youngster from Norwich in the number 88. And he's battling over position with Jacob Ashcroft. So it's Laser Tools versus Powermax Racing. It's not in the British Touring Car Championship, it's in the Bambino Kart Club instead. So that is the battle for 5th place. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not at all surprised by this. Tig Buckley already up into 7th. He's got past Howes for 6th. So the Irish champion on a charge. Now he's got number 22 in his crosshairs. Down the hill they come. So Lewis leads, Thurlow 2nd, Anderson 3rd. Scarisbrick now recovering, now up into 9th place as Ashcroft's lost places. As Howes is going up against the Irish champion. And behind him looks to be, I'm just keeping an eye on that, that's Connor Scarisbrick, who looks to have lost his rear number plate there. So, and that would have been as a result of that contact between himself and Riley Cranham, who's way down the order in 14th. So Buckley is trying to get past Thomas Clark there in the relatively unliveried black side pods and front fairing as they go up the hill. So Anderson now past. Oh my goodness, Logan Howes gets spun out there, I'm afraid, but rejoins, or tries to rejoin. He's stuck halfway up the hill, bless him. And Scarisbrick's just gone up the inside of Thomas Clark there for position. So Lewis now leads ahead of Anderson. Well, no, it's Mason. Now, I'm trying to look. Is that that's Ellis Pullen-Memon actually in front of Fraser Anderson, who will quickly get past. He does on the straight. Joe Lewis is following him, 0.6 of a second behind last time around, now 0.7. So we've got the likes of, Tyg Buckley now up into 4th place. Connor Scarisbrick 5th. Ashcroft now gets past Pullen-Memon, as do some of the other carts as well. So Pullen-Memon is going to have to just keep out of the way and have to move out of the racing line. 5 minutes, and who won the Honda Cadet final? Mac, I'm going to have to get back to you on that one. I think, well, it's still nip and tuck. We're still deliberating because Ollie Goodyear didn't have his transponder was not functioning. So we'll get onto that a little bit later on. Meanwhile, the battle that we're currently concentrating on is with the likes of Teague Buckley, Mason Thurlow in 3rd, Buckley 4th, and it's 3 wide going up the hill. Scarisbrick on the inside, Buckley on the outside, and they both swoop past the number 29, and there is Jacob Ashcroft as well. So 4 minutes plus, well, 4 minutes and a half plus an additional lap here at Glan-Y-Gors to conclude round 6 of the 2018 Bambino Kart Club and Interkart Series Championships here. It's been heart-stopping is an understatement. I'm speechless, but I still have to talk about this race that we're still carrying on with. 4 minutes 16 on the clock. Fraser Anderson continues to lead the Bambino IAME A final, as I've just seen Teague Buckley being pressurised now by Connor Scarisbrick going up the hill as Mason Thurlow says to Jacob Ashcroft, look mate, you're faster than me, go for it. Cranham's also making moves up the field. He's just past Danny Bonner. It looks like Ethan Woodward's in his crosshairs, and he gets past him as well, going up the hill. Nice work by the O-Plate champion, despite that slight mistake that spun Connor Scarisbrick out and collected Max Haller in the process. Max now running in 14th position. So nice little battle here between Teague Buckley and Connor Scarisbrick. This is for the final spot on the podium. But the good thing is this is going to allow Connor Scarisbrick, he does not necessarily need to grab a podium on this round, but I'm sure he will want to, because he wants to make sure that the Irish don't beat us on our own turf, on his home turf. But the thing is Buckley is very accomplished, and Buckley is still going up ahead. So this is Ireland versus the UK, and I have to say that at the end of it all, it doesn't matter. These might be young racing drivers, but they are kids at heart. And I have to say that once the helmets come off, they are good mates off the track, and that is what matters to me here as well in the BKC. So let's concentrate on this battle. So it's still Teague Buckley and Connor Scarisbrick battling over the last of the podium spots here. Bethany Freeman's just crossed the line. Still, she's running in the 59.9s at the moment, having been in the top 10 in the earlier part of it all. So 2.5 minutes plus 1 lap. We still have Fraser Anderson leading quite convincingly now from Joe Lewis, who's in 2nd. Gap now 3.66 seconds. Buckley and Scarisbrick cross the line. You can't really put anything between them, just over 0.2 of a second. But the funny thing is, I've got a really weird feeling that Lewis is being caught. Lewis is being caught by both Buckley and Scarisbrick. So Lewis did a 56.13 last lap. Buckley did a 55.17. Conor Scarisbrick did a 55.3. And Henry Domain in 6th position has just done a sub 55. The number 65 did a 54.85 on that last tour. And he's just taken over 1.7 seconds out of Jacob Ashcroft on that last lap. So here we go. This is the battle now for 2nd position as Buckley is going round the outside of Joe Lewis. Is he going to get him at the top of the hill? Oh, he does, and Lewis tries to cut back inside. That was very, very close indeed, but great control by the pair of them. So Teague Buckley now goes up into 2nd position and sets the fastest lap of the race, a 54.81. Joe Lewis back on the offensive, retakes the position. So less than 60 seconds on the clock here to conclude our racing action here at Glan-Y-Gors for the 6th round of the championship here. Been fantastic racing so far all season, and we've had our fair share of dramas as well, this round notwithstanding. So 30 seconds on the clock left to go. So, oh, there we go. Lewis in the middle. Conor Scarisbrick on the outside. Teague Buckley on the inside, still in 2nd at the minute. Fraser Anderson is a little bit further up the road too. So, we are fast approaching the end of the racing day here in Glan-Y-Gors. Time is about to expire now. So, when we see where Fraser Anderson is, I think I've just clocked him in my line of sight right now. He's just coming through the final sector as Joe Lewis gets back past Teague Buckley. So last lap board it is for Fraser Anderson from Scotland. Of course, we're heading to Larkhall on the first weekend of September as this battle is still raging on, as it's going to be 3 abreast going up the hill. Buckley on the left, Lewis in the middle, Scarisbrick on the right. Lewis now demoted to at least 3rd place, but is back up the inside, retakes 2nd place. And Scarisbrick is still thinking, I want a podium finish here today. Still nip and tuck between the trio as they go down into the infield section for the final time. Lewis defends sternly from Buckley. So number 7 in 2nd place, the Irish champion in 3rd. Current points leader in the Bambino IAMEs in 3rd place. Lewis goes back into 2nd. So I can just see him now. Fraser Anderson is a couple of corners away. And here we go. Fraser Anderson, the number 50 from Scotland, takes round 6 of the championship in terms of the heat final. And Joe Lewis takes 2nd. Teague Buckley takes 3rd ahead of Conor Scarisbrick, with a fast charging Henry Domain in 5th. Jacob Ashcroft in 6th. Riley Cranham resurgent after his contact between him and Conor Scarisbrick to finish in 7th. Mason Thurlow 8th. Thomas Clark 9th. Danny Bonner 10th. Ethan Woodward 11th. Ahead of Oliver Harrison, Teddy Woodard, Max Haller. Chad Leman in 15th. Ahead of Jackson Lane. And we're just waiting for our last few competitors to cross the start-finish line. I've just seen both Bethany Freeman and Logan Howes now cross the line as we speak, 17th and 18th with Logan. I'm sure he's going to be disappointed with the fact that he was battling in the top 5 from the word go, having started from 10th, with Ellis Pullin-Memin completing the 20-strong grid. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes the racing action here at Glan-Y-Gors for round 6 of the 2018 Bambino Kart Club and Interkart Championship season.